Welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue on with our DIY house build. We're going to go ahead and finish the walls up, finish the garage up, and get ready for a concrete pour. Hope you enjoy today's video, and let's get started. So even though I put tape on the tops of the forms, I did hose them off when I was done and ended up with quite a bit of guck in here. So decided that the easiest way to deal with it was just to get the compressor and blow it out, and it seemed to work just fine. Kind of one of those chores that you don't really like, but in the end the forms fit together much nicer. Got up to the top. That's as high as I go before I put the loft in. That's a bathroom window. I have one row that goes in above those windows. And then boom, we're all the way up there ready for the loft. By the way, it gets 2 more rows on top of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in the Simpson ties. Just make a little mark here, rock them back and forth. Not really rocket science. Cut it out with a keyhole saw. About as simple as it gets. Pop them in here. And ta-da, we're done. Now I'm going to cheat ahead here and go ahead and attach it to the rim joist, even though that's a little out of sync with what we got going on. After I slip it up in here, I go ahead and tighten these screws to the left and the right of it. That keeps it in place. It also keeps the rim joist tight. When I put my first screw through it. Tapping screws do a terrible job of going through the BCI. A lot of smoke, and it's very hard. So I got the pilot bit so that these threads just thread into the hole a little bit, and that way they bust right through that second plate. Tighten it right up. So this is just a short little shot here of everything. That's going to be the door going outside from the loft. Ledger board goes around. On this side, the parallel side, I only need a thing every 4 foot. On the end where the BCIs go in, I need a Simpson every 2 feet. Now we're going to go ahead and put the ledger boards on. Earlier I said when I was putting on the Simpson tie through the BCI, and I'm sure everybody got a laugh out of that. Anyway, it's too bad an old man can't really work this fast, but it's the amazingness of the being able to speed up the video. So it's pretty simple. Now you do realize there's no concrete in these walls, so it's all floating. One important thing to do is to remember to pre-drill before you put in the, I use 3-inch, just regular old 3-inch star drives. But without pre-drilling, it doesn't really work, especially going into the plastic ties. They just strip out. But when you pre-drill, you can tighten them up really nice. And everything seems to work out just fine. So once I get my ledger boards up, it'll be time to start the loft. At this point in time, I'm pretty excited about that. Glue lamps aren't that heavy, but I decided to go ahead and use my panel lift. A little bit easier to hold them in place, pound them in. Now I'm putting on 30-pound felt. Probably by the time I get it all folded over, kind of like wrapping a Christmas package, it's at least 2 to 3 layers of felt everywhere. All the ends are kind of cut and wrapped. Don't want any concrete up against my glue lamp. Need that to be completely protected. But I just started out with one little wall right there with a little beam pocket on it, and worked my way over. I was trying to figure out how to get these 30-foot BCIs up there, and once again the panel lift, pretty much the only answer. I couldn't fight them up there. With the floor I could slip them all in because I was going from high to low, but getting them all 8 foot up there by myself, as wobbly and spindly as they are, just didn't work out. But the panel lift made it easy. Harbor Freight panel lift, I forget what it was, but man, things paid for itself several times over. And I haven't even got around to hanging sheetrock with it, which is why I bought it. I even used it when I sheeted the loft. I put the plywood on the panel lift and lifted them up there, so I didn't have to carry them up. Now the screws that I'm going to use, they're a T30. I think they're 4 3/4 inch long screws. And of course I had to pre-drill them because, well, you just sort of have to. I want them to suck it up is what I'm trying to do. The BCIs are cut to a very specific length, and I need the rim joist to be drawn in tight to the BCIs in order to keep the two walls parallel with each other. And of course, once the sheeting goes on, then they don't move or go anywhere. And it's as simple as that. Nice and tight. Thought I'd give you an update. This is what will be our loft. I have one more row of forms to go up, so that'll be another 1.5 feet, and then the slope ceiling will go up. On this side here, we'll have just 2 windows that look out into the woods. I'll clean those trees up a little bit. There they are, the stairs. Took me almost a full day to get these things built. Absolutely astounding how much time it took. Look at this. There's her door. I'm standing in the middle of her dormer. She's gonna have a deck outside. This area right here. Get over here and look. It's gonna have a bed for guests to sleep in. There'll be a wall that runs along there and along the edge of the stairs. This part over here is gonna be 2 5-foot windows probably that look out through the dormer here, and we will have the balcony will be right here. So from the balcony, boom, you can look down in the den or look over there at the kitchen. I got really tired of running up and down the stairs. Besides, who wants to carry a big old form and walk along the plank? So I decided to go ahead and use my lift again. Kind of puts everything right up where I need to get it, and I don't have to worry about tripping and falling. All right, we'll see if I can film walking out here. I just want to show you where the T walls are and how they come together. Before I pour, I'll have scaffolding on here, or railing. It's actually easier to work without the railing. But here's my T, and it steps down into the garage. And there's my garage door. There's my wall. You can see the concrete there. Tomorrow I will clean up the garage, level out the dirt, get everything ready, and I'll bring the garage wall up. You can see there, my form stepped down to the door. A nice view of the T. So we have a couple of rebars tied together here, and a yardstick tied to the rebars, and then the yardstick coincides with the dimensions here on the 2x4. Now you can see the yardstick dropped in the wall. Let's see if we can get a shot on this. So 36 inches would be, well, it's actually just a number. 36 just clears the top of this. So when I go back over to my board, I know to cut my vertical bar at the 36 mark. Okay, right on the 36 mark. We'll do exactly what we did before. Walk down the scaffolding. As you can see now, everything's topped up. There's rebar and the stiffening stuff. I'm not sure what that's from in there. Come on down to the corner. Last time we looked, that was stair step down. Now it's a garage. There's a lintel for the garage door. Look at that, the garage is all the way up. You can see I cleaned that up down there. And this used to stair step down, but no more. Well, that's it for right now. A few more tweaks and some bracing and I'll be ready to pour. I hope everybody enjoyed this week's video or this month's video, whatever it is. This is Stinging Nettle Farms signing out. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.